Let's talk credit cards and making only the minimum payment. So first, a few things to refresh on credit cards. So with credit cards, we have something called the finance charge, which is based off of the APR. To find the finance charge, we will take the carryover balance and multiply by the annual percentage rate divided by 12. Because the APR is annual and we make payments monthly. So dividing by 12 makes it monthly. Now to find the new balance, for the new balance, we take that carryover balance, and with that carryover balance, then we add the finance charge, and we add any new purchases, we add any fees, and that gives us the new balance. So you will find the finance charge first, then you add all these things together. The minimum payment is found by taking the new balance, and then you possibly can multiply by the minimum payment percentage, right? That's the smallest minimum payment, right? The minimum payment is the smallest amount you can make. Sometimes people also just say, I'm just going to pay $200 a month, no matter what it is. But that's how you find a minimum payment. The carryover balance. So to find the next month, like how much is available or how much do I still owe the next month, we would take that new balance from up top and subtract the minimum payment. So the minimum, the new balance is everything, right, that you owe now. And then if you subtract the payment that you made, that's how much you still owe the next month. So let's do this. So Tomas has to make an emergency repair to replace the water main on his house and can only make the minimum payment on his bill for the next 3 months. Assume that the credit card has an APR of 22.99% and a minimum payment of 3% of the balance each month. The carryover balance is $3,000 and there are no other fees or charges made during the month. Let's compute the following table. So to find the finance charge, to find the first finance charge, we're going to take the carryover balance. We're going to multiply by the APR of 0.2299 because we take that 22.99%, change it to a decimal, and divide by 12. When we do that, we get a finance charge of $57.48. So that is the interest that the credit card payment charges you for the loan, right? Next, to find the new balance, we're going to take the carryover balance and we're going to add the finance charge, $57.48, and we end up with a new balance of $3,057.48. Now, they find the minimum payment by multiplying that by 0.03, and so they've made the payment of $91.72. How much do you still owe? Well, if the new balance was $3,057.48, then we subtract the minimum payment. We end up with $2,965.76. Then you do it all over again. So you take the carryover balance, $2,965.76, and you multiply by 0.2299 divided by 12. That gets our new finance charge of $56.82. Notice the finance charge went down a little bit because the carryover balance reduced. When I add these two together, that gives the new balance of $3,022.58. To find our minimum payment, we take that new balance, $3,022.58, and we multiply by 3%. So that gives me $90.68. Pause the video, you do month 3. All right, so when you subtract carryover balance minus the minimum payment, you end up with $2,931.90. Multiply that by 0.2299 divided by 12, and you get $56.17. Add those two together, and you get $2,988.07. Multiply that by 0.03 for $89.64, and carryover minus minimum payment gives us, new balance minus minimum payment gives me the carryover balance. So now let's play with that. What is the total of the minimum payments for the first 3 months? So we add $91.72 plus $90.68 plus $89.64. And that gives me $272.04. What's the total finance charges? So $57.48 plus $56.82 plus $56.17 gives me $170.47. How much was the starting balance decreased? Well, we started with $3,000. We ended at $2,898.43. So it was decreased by $101.57. Notice, if we take the minimum payments, subtract the finance charges, we are left with how much we have decreased the balance. So the problem is you make all these payments, but so much goes to interest that you really barely decrease the starting balance. So you've paid $272, but only $101 of that actually went towards reducing your balance because you're paying so much in finance charges. What percent of your payments went to finance charges? If you think about this, of what percent of your payments, that means multiply, went to finance charges. So if I want to get my X by itself, I would divide both sides by the payments. So my X percent is the finance charges divided by the total payments. We know the finance charges are $170.47, and our total payments are $272.04. When I divide those, I get 0.6266, goes on forever. We multiply that by 100 to change it to a percent. So I'm talking roughly 63% of our payments went to the finance charges, right? So that sucks. That's just a lot of money you're just giving away to the credit card company. So let's reflect. How do you avoid paying monthly charges? Pay off the balance. If you pay the full balance every month, you will never pay a finance charge. That's it. Just pay off the balance. Who benefits the most, the lender or the card user, when only the minimum payment is made? Well, that's the lender. And that's because of the huge interest payments. And I say huge no matter what, because this interest is just extra money you're just giving away. Even if it's only $5, that's $5 you just gave away for nothing, right? So the lender is the one who benefits because you're paying all of this extra money. What are some consequences of poorly managing a credit card? Well, you can pay tons of interest in the form of finance charges. And when you do that, the balance takes forever, takes a really long time to pay off. And if you are only making the minimum payment, but you keep using your credit card every month, your interest is just going to keep growing, your balance keeps growing, and you're not going to make a dent. So it's really easy to get into big debt. Very easy to get into big debt. What are some positives? Well, if you pay it off every month, you have an interest-free loan. I mean, that's really what a credit card is. So if you pay it off, that's the big key. If you pay it off, that's when the positive aspects come out. So you have an interest-free loan. Some credit cards, well, most credit cards have points or rewards. Again, these things only happen if you pay it off every month. And that really is the key. If you have to carry a balance, a lot of the benefits or the positive aspects are kind of absorbed in that, and they're not as much a positive because you're paying so much in interest.